Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. This is campsnap. I saw a lot of ads on Instagram for this camera, so I decided to get it. Although it is meant to be for kids, but I've had a lot of fun, and it's also a very cheap camera which you can take anywhere with you, easily fits into your pocket. What I've also realized recently is there's a bit of a cult following going on with this camera, which is less than a year old. Now I've had this camera for about a month and have had tons of fun. One of the main reasons is because if you look at the back here, there is no LCD screen or any sort of screen, meaning I do not waste my time looking through pictures or spending lots of time on the screen as we do with any modern devices. Now let's talk about filters. This camera or campsnap has 3 different filters: vintage filter, modern or standard filter, and a black and white filter. I believe the newer cameras all ship with a vintage filter. You can also change it to standard if you prefer that profile, or a black and white one. And the way the filters work is a little bit different to probably most of the devices you're used to at the moment or in modern times. What you need to do is you need to download the filter of your choice to your computer. I'm going to put a link in the description for, well, anyone who buys campsnap probably knows where to get the filters from. You can get it from the support section of the campsnap website. You download the filter and you basically follow instructions, and using the provided USB-C to USB-C cable or using your own, you download or you place the filters in the root directory of the camera when you connect it to your computer. And then that's pretty much how you do it. And again, next time if you want to use a different filter, let's say then you want to use a vintage filter, you repeat the same process again. So it's not like you can just change the filters. You have to connect your camera to the computer every time you want to change a filter, and you actually need to pre-install the filter. I actually enjoy that because I have some apps on my phone where I can take different types of pictures, and a lot of times I'm just kind of flicking through filters, undecided, not knowing which one I want to use, which is a bit of a waste of time. With this, you have one pre-installed filter. At the moment, I'm rocking the vintage filters, as you'll see from my examples in a minute. But yeah, so all I do is shoot. I just go shoot, I just capture the moment. And that's all that matters, right? Now, the camera comes in this nice little box. Inside, you get the camera, obviously. A USB-C to USB-C cable for charging and transferring photos, and an instruction manual. The camera has only one button, and you use it to turn it on. And then you use it to turn it off. Make sure you hear that sound, because if you do not, then it has either not turned on or has not turned off. So let's turn this camera on again. This here, what you're seeing, this is the counter. As you can see, I've taken 7 photos. So this is the photo counter. Obviously, the more pictures you take, the higher the numbers will be. And on the top left hand side here, you've got the flash option. So you can either leave it on, you can have it off, which is what I generally prefer, or you can leave it on auto and let the camera decide. Now, when taking a picture, there's a slight delay. Let me explain, or you can listen. So it takes a little while for the photo to be taken. You see the number move as well. It's not instant, as you can see. There you go. So now if you're shooting any moving subjects, then it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, and obviously you might get some blurry pictures. The other thing I love about this camera is this thumb resting bit here. I guess only those that take a lot of photos will understand it, but I love this thumb resting bit here. And this is the speaker. This is where the shutter sound is coming from. That's where you're hearing the click from. Now the viewfinder itself, viewfinder is pretty bad, I have to say. I really struggled with it, but you do tend to get used to it and the pictures come out okay. So it is not an issue, but it is definitely not the best viewfinder you will get. So if you look at the bottom here, the camera also comes with a TF memory card, which is a bit like a micro SD card. And apparently it can hold up to 2000 photos. So after that, you're going to have to delete your photos. And here you have a, you have a USB-C connector. A USB-C cable comes with the camera. Now you can use it for charging as well as transferring photos to your computer. As you can see, this camera has now been on for quite a while. You can just leave it on like this and it will automatically turn off. I can't remember, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. It just saves power by turning off itself, or you can manually turn it off. Okay, so now I'm switching to this other camera that I use a lot. As you can see, this has a strap. Now the way I did this was I found an old lanyard for a phone, for a mobile phone sitting around. So I basically unscrewed one of the screws here on the top right hand side, and I put the lanyard in there and screwed it back on, and it's been pretty sturdy. I've been using it like this for probably about 2 weeks now, and it's done pretty well. I've taken it to a few different weddings and events. Now for the lens itself, I actually found something pretty useful in my cupboard. I've had this old iPhone lens for a while. It was given to me by someone, can't remember who. But this is like a 3-in-1 or fisheye lens, I can't remember, maybe wide angle. But the lens cap here, this actually fits perfectly in there. So there you go, it even says lens. So it perfectly fits in there. Now maybe the people making the lens and these things are same. Maybe it's the same company, or maybe there's a standard, but there you go. So I've got my campsnap with a lens hood and a grip, or a strap actually. Strap is the right word. So yeah, so I've got a strap and a lens hood. One thing to keep in mind is that this is not a macro lens, or you can't shoot from short distance like this, because the pictures will come out fairly blurry, I've realized. So you need to stand about 6 feet away, I would say, or about 1 meter, probably that distance, for best focus, or anything further than that. So basically what I mean is, don't shoot from close range or close distance if you're trying to get pictures of, I don't know, flowers, animals, cakes, food, whatever. You want to keep your distance, otherwise it's going to come out quite blurry. I can tell you that from experience. Now let me show you some examples of photos I took using the vintage filter without any editing. These photos have not been edited, they've not even been cropped, so I'm just going to show you some pictures so you can see what they look like. I am not a fan of using the flash on this camera, but there might be a situation where I might need to use it. I have also noticed some people mention about the sound of the shutter noise. Some people find it quite loud, and yes, it can be loud in quieter places, but I've used this outside a lot in indoor spaces with a lot of people, in parties, just generally outdoors really. And for me, the sound has not been very loud, and there's been a lot of instances where I have actually not heard the sound as well, because the outside noise easily overrides the sound coming out of the back here of the flash. Well, not the flash, the shutter. So what some people have done, I've seen online, is they've removed the back and unplugged, I guess, unplugged the cable for the speaker or for the sound. You can do that. I'm not going to recommend that because I have not done it and I don't really want to break this camera. On the technical side, I believe this lens here is meant to be about 35 to 40 millimeters. I think that is correct. And also the aperture on this camera, if you really want to know, is 3.2, f3.2 constant throughout. That's for anyone that's interested. So my final thoughts on the camera. I think this is about keeping it simple, fun, and capturing the moment really. That's what this camera is all about, I feel. And I also believe in recent times we've lost the fun of taking pictures really and capturing the moments actually, because we spend a lot of times on our phone screens, on camera screens, on all sorts of screens, trying to decide things, whatnot, you know. Things are becoming too confusing, and photos, I think, capturing moments are all about keeping it simple and a memory. And I think that's what this is. CampSnap is about capturing a moment and keeping it simple and fun, not having to worry about what the pictures look like and having to retake a picture. It's basically living in the moment. Because if you are looking at your phone, looking at various monitors or screens, then you're probably going to miss the moment. With this, all you need to do is hold the camera, take a picture, and that's it. And also, if you are struggling with this camera, it might also be because, I don't know if you noticed, but the shutter sound I mentioned earlier comes maybe half a second, or there's a delayed shutter sound. So when you take a picture, make sure you wait. Let me show you. Press. There you go. So the shutter is a little bit behind, or the sound's a little bit behind. There's a delay, so make sure you wait till that happens. Otherwise, your pictures are going to be fairly blurry. So there you have it. I think that's what CampSnap is all about. It's about capturing the moment, or being in the moment, and capturing memories just like our childhood days or from back in the days. And if that is something that you enjoy, then this camera is definitely for you. Now, this is not for someone who's looking for a perfect camera or has high expectations. This is all about fun. And once again, it is about capturing the moment and just enjoying the moment as well. Once again, thank you for watching today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I might do more CampSnap videos in future as I use this more, and maybe in future we might also get better versions of CampSnap. We don't know. For now, I have 2 of these. I'm pretty happy. I might buy more. I might buy them as gifts for other people. And again, it costs me £53 here in the UK. I believe it costs $65 in the US. And also keep in mind, recently I've noticed that the prices are meant to be going up. I saw that on the CampSnap website. The prices are going to be going up maybe 10%. Can't remember. But yeah, once again, thank you for watching today's video and have a great day, evening, or morning.